procedure with you. When clearing the building, proceed to the assembly point on the marketplace. Do not re-enter the building until told to do so by the person in charge. Okay, thank you. May I welcome councillors and welcome officers and welcome to all of you in the public gallery. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. So this is the full council meeting of Tuesday the 21st of April. Let's start by starting with item number 1, which is apologies for absence. Do we have any this evening?
We have apologies from your councillors Buckley, Gavishak and Rose.
Thank you. Declarations of interest, item 2, do we have any this evening? No, I see none, thank you. So let's move on to item number 3, which is public participation. Does anybody wish to speak this evening? If you could raise your hands. Would anybody like to speak this evening? Yes. Would I, sorry, would you mind just be seating for a moment, sorry? Would anybody else like to speak this evening? I just want to get an idea of hands. No, okay. So please go ahead, Louise Hastings. Oh, you would like to as well?
I don't know.
You'll think about it. Okay. Yes, Louise Hastings, please stand and let us know where you live, and then you have 2 to 3 minutes.
And I'm living now to you. And I just wanted to ask, with Planet Organic closing today, what the council are going to be doing to help new businesses coming into town. And obviously with Planet Organic closing today, there's a loss of revenue for seating licenses. Do you have anything else that sort of lined up to so the losses aren't there from a council point of view?
We don't have our town manager here this evening, so we'll pick this up with you during the next council. All right, thank you. Councillor Miller, did you want to speak?
I was just going to say that I know that our new town centre manager is actively looking at ways to fill the empty units in Henley. I'm sure he'll be on this. So as the mayor said, he will get back to you.
Have you decided if you'd like to speak?
I'm sorry. I only thought I would put my hand up in case something bubbles up, and I haven't got anything particular at the moment.
Okay.
It's the only opportunity.
All right. Okay. Sorry.
Sorry, Madam Mayor, this is the lady's only opportunity to speak. She won't have any
Yes.
points to address us.
Oh, no, nothing at this moment. No.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Anyone else before I close public participation? No. Okay. All right. Thank you. Let's move on to item number 4, which is to approve the minutes of the full council meeting held on the 21st of March. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Plant, thank you. All those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. Okay, let's move on to item number 5, which is the reports of the committees. May I please ask you to turn to page 7 of your agenda. I hereby present the minutes of the planning committee held on Tuesday, the 28th of March. Item 203, apologies for absence. 204, declarations of interest. 205, minutes. 206, public participation. 207, plans amended. 208, plans new. And then turning to page 10, 209, projections, calling applications. 210, decision notices. 211, certificates of lawful development applications. 212, government planning consultation. 213, works to trees with tree protection orders. 214, progress report for applications called in. I do so move. All those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. I hereby present the minutes of the that is not me. Next one is recreation amenities, please. I call on Councillor Kelly Hinton.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like to present the minutes of the meeting of the Recreation Committees Committee held 7 PM on Tuesday, 28th of March this year. Item 66, apologies for absence. 67, declarations of interest. 68, public participation. 69, minutes. 70, progress. 71, finances. 72, flagpoles and town hall banners use policy. 73, purchase of blinds and carpets for the committee room. Also moved.
Right, all those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. I hereby call on councillor Ian Riceman for the finance strategy management. No, that's okay. Minutes of the town community meeting held on Tuesday, the 4th of April. I call on councillor Lambert.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I hereby present the minutes of the Town and Community Committee meeting held on the 4th of April. Item 70, apologies. 71, declarations of interest. 72, public participation. 73, minutes.
I know there's a minute here about the banking group and it still hasn't met. And I just wondered whether this is ever going to meet or it's going to be up to the next council to decide.
I believe that this council is working on that directly with the town centre manager. So I'm sure there'll be an update at the next committee meeting.
Okay.
Item 74, communications manager update. 75, town centre manager update. 76, Henley Bridge. 77, finances. 78, progress report. I say no.
Thank you. All those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. I hereby call on councillor Ian Weissman, the finance strategy and management committee minutes.
Present the minutes of the meeting of the Finance Strategy Management Committee held on the 18th of April. Item 81, apologies. Item 82, declarations of interest. Item 83, public participation. Item 84, minutes. Item 85, finance. Item 86, exclusion of public and press. Item 87, legal updates. Item 88, Mill Meadows Nursery lease. Item moved.
Thank you. All those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. Okay, let's move on to item number 6, which is reports of other authorities. Now, we don't have councillor Gavishak here this evening, unfortunately, but would councillor Hinton or councillor Arlett like to say anything about the reports they've submitted? No?
I have nothing to add, but as always, happy to answer any questions, either now or by email after the meeting.
Okay, any questions for councillor Hinton? No, okay, thank you. They're very comprehensive. That was very good. They reports. Very go ahead.
Sorry, I just would like to add that a lot of the time, councillor Arlett puts a lot of work in, particularly into the reports and feeding back into the town council and liaising between the town and district council. And he really is, I don't know how to describe him as, but he certainly gives me and Stefan a huge, incredible amount of support. And I've actually never known a councillor work as hard. He does the work of at least 100 councillors, I swear. There's really no one quite like him. So thank you for the support. Over the last 4 years, and he makes our district work a lot easier for the work that he does. And if I don't know something, he's the councillor I defer to. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, item number 8, Mayor Civic Engagement. Please, page 27. No. Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. Report of outside bodies. Do we have any this evening? I will actually just share with you that I had my last meeting with Penny Municipal Charities and Nomad just yesterday. And yeah, it's been so good to share that time with two such important community organisations in our community. It was so good to spend a year with them. I do hope that they'll be able to come to their making. Just to double check, no other reports about folk bodies? No? Okay, thank you. Right, Mayor Civic Engagements. I'm racing to this one because I like it so much. Page 27. Now, of course, you will notice that my full diary has not been presented this evening for obvious reasons. But the town clerk is allowing me to say a few things. about my time as mayor. I'll say more, of course, during Mayor Making on the 15th of May, but I just wanted to say what an honour and privilege it has been to serve the people of Henley. Thank you to councillors for all of your support in the past year. And I would like to say a special thank you to, because we're coming to the end of the 4-year term, I would just like to say a special thank you to those councillors who have chosen not to stand again for the town, but have put a lot of work in. Councillor Hamilton, 12 years?
12 years,
12 years.
not a long time.
Thank you for your service. Thank you. Councillor Cooper. How many years?
4,
And a town medal.
it's still pending.
Yeah. Thank you for your contribution. Councillor Arlett, you're not standing for the town. But thank you for your contribution. It's, well, longest standing, I think, I'm right in saying.
Yeah, I think it could be a year shorter than, what's that, a year shorter?
Okay.
And I don't councillor Hill, she'll tell us.
Councillor Hillier, please share with us how many years? 23 years. 23 years. I was only little.
You're still struggling.
Yeah, still smiling and such a joy to be with.
Yeah.
And you know, when you're new and become a new councillor, you look so much to the councillors who have been standing for such a long time. And gosh, thank you on behalf of the town of Henley for all that you've done. And I'm sure that all of you continue to do. But moving back to myself. I've just really enjoyed, particularly working with children and young people. That's what I really enjoy doing. And of course, it started with a Platinum Jubilee going around to all the schools and seeing the smile on their faces. And you know, they still recognise me around town now. I've seen them so much. They all still say hello to me and say, hello, Madam Mayor, or Mrs. Mayor, or Mayoress, or whatever they want to call me. It's such a delight, it really is. And you get to see as well how much this town relies on its volunteers, not just as councillors, but all of the people who sit on societies, as trustees, as governors, keeping societies going, keeping events going, it's all of the road events that you have. Yeah, there's so many to mention, but yeah, they really are the backbone of this town. Okay, well, I look forward to the next, 11 days I have left with you. The Mayfair and also the King's Coronation, of course. It's going to be a wonderful event, two events in the town. Councillor Arlett.
Yes, Madam Mayor, we've obviously thanked everybody else. I think we should give a big thank you to you. I'm just looking up on the agenda where I could bring this in, and other than on item 10, bathing water status, I can't see anywhere else to bring it up. But I think a lot of mayors have struggled in the past, but I think, to be fair, you hit the road running. I remember a couple of weeks after you became mayor, I gave you a lift home one evening, and you know, I think you said, oh, it's gone very slowly the first couple of weeks. I said, well, believe me, I said, it will go quick, and before you know it, you will be at the end. And the first 2 or 3 months go fairly slowly. Get 6 months, you're halfway there, and then everything just goes at speed. I personally, I say, you think you've been a very good mayor. You've been at least as good as the mayor from 1991. No, I think full council has been absolutely brilliant. You've obviously had short meetings. You might have gone for 2.5 hours. I don't know why. Yours seemed to go on for half an hour. That obviously says a lot to you. But as I say, you know, I speak to people around town. There's never a bad word about you. I mean, exceedingly well, and I think we've been very lucky, the town council, on choosing you as mayor for the past year. So congratulations, and you never know, you may wish to do it again.
Thank you so much for those kind words. I really appreciate it. Thank you all. Okay, let's move on to the next item on the agenda. Number 9. Policies. Town clerk, would you like to speak to these? Turn to page 29, please.
Thank you very much. I'll just be very briefly on it. As it was noticed in the agenda, there are no amendments proposed for any of the three governing documents, the planning orders, finance regulations, or student delegation. They've been comprehensively reviewed in the previous years, and there is nothing new really to add this year. However, it is important, as they are the three main documents that govern how the council operates, that we do review it every year.
Yes, councillor Iceman and then councillor Harrison.
I was going to propose that we accept and review and re-adopt standing orders as on the agenda. They have been reviewed extensively in the past, and they have functioned well this year. And we have an obligation to review them annually, and that's what we're doing here. So I so move. I'll second.
Thank you. Okay, yes, councillor Harrison.
They may be reviewed extensively, and I'm always looking for the detail, and I've had the town clerk read through them, but they've obviously been taken the terms of reference for the recreation, for the different committees. You've got planning committee in terms of reference with 9 members on it. You look to the next one, recreation,
Councillor Harrison, sorry, which page are you on?
page 14 of 17 in the scheme of delegations.
We're not doing that.
We're not doing that one yet, we're just doing,
We're doing all three.
I propose standing orders.
Oh, standing orders. Okay, well, I've got to come back there.
yeah,
Don't
sure.
worry.
Okay. All right, any other queries or comments about standing orders before we put this to the vote? Okay, all those in favour of standing orders remain the same. Thank you, that's carried. Okay, now the next one, financial regulations, which is 51 to 74.
I propose, make the same proposal, re-adopt the financial regulations. Again, there'll be no changes discussed or regarded as needed, so I so move.
Thank you, is that seconded? Thank you. Would any other council like to speak before we move to a vote? No, okay, all those in favour of them remaining unchanged? Thank you, that's carried. And then we move to the scheme of delegation, which is page 75.
I'd like to propose that we re-adopt the scheme delegation.
Okay, seconded because councillor Hamilton.
Thank you. If you look at page 15 of 17, you'll notice that on other committees, there's 9 members, but on the recreation and amenities committee, it actually says a typo, it says 10 members. Now 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 is 32 on and obviously the mayor and deputy mayor sit on all 4 committees, so it should be 9 on recreation and amenities rather than 10 in my view, so that the numbers add up,
Okay.
which was, unless you want to change it to 10, 10, 10, but 9 is good enough.
So the numbers for the different committees have varied slightly over time. Currently, they stand at prior to the deputy mayor's departure. They just stand at 9 members to each, but depending for recreation and amenities. And I think that's the it was, so we haven't recommended a proposal because there's been a proposal for a change to the status quo.
Hamilton, you're confused.
No, it should be 9, 9 and 9. No, it should be, well, it would be more simpler if it was 9 on each committee, and then obviously the mayor and the deputy mayor sits on each of the 4 committees. That would be probably what should be in it.
Councillor
It's
Vincent.
only because the deputy mayor has resigned that we've got the problem. I'm just tidying it up for going forward. It's not a problem.
Perhaps it's a further discussion after the election. We don't know who will be elected. We know there'll be 16 councillors, yes, but we don't know the makeup of the council, how many independent and other parties that may be represented here. And sometimes the maths has to be worked around a little bit to ensure that everybody gets fair representation. So I don't want to set anything in stone now that might stop people being fully represented when the time comes to changing the committees in less than a month.
Yeah, I'm tempted to agree with that, councillor Hinton. Yes, councillor Wiseman.
Yeah, Councillor Vincent explained very clearly that when we have a new council, 16 new councillors with possibly different groups represented, and different councillors wishing to sit on different committees, it won't be clear until we reach that point. How many each committee is going to need. And in general, we try and accommodate councillors' wishes in which committee that they sit on. And sometimes the numbers have to be adjusted in order to make that work. So now's not the time to recognise that need, because we don't know what that need will be. So I now therefore propose that we stick with what we have, and the proposal will go to Mayor making for the makeup of the committees.
Now, councillors, any other comments at all? Okay, well, this motion has been seconded, so all those in favour? Okay, thank you, it's been staying the same. Okay, so if you would please turn to item 10 of your agendas, which is on page 93. This is regarding bathing water status. Town clerk.
I believe the report speaks for itself, so I don't want to go over too much. But basically to say that this is, in essence, this is to support or to for the town council to support and to request support from the district council for investigations into bathing water status designation for Henley. This was put to the council by a charity called Thames 21, who are commissioned by various principal authorities, the Environment Agency, Thames Water, in order to improve water quality on the Thames. And so as part of their campaign, they are keen to push forward with Henley. This does not mean that they would be saying that the water in Henley is safe for bathing as it is. It is simply, however, what it would do is by giving a bathing water designation, it would give greater weight and influence to improving water quality in Henley, and it would give us more data about the water quality in Henley. The council isn't being asked to make any financial contribution. Thames 21 are completely funded to carry it out themselves. So all they're looking for is support, moral support, basically from the council towards the campaign.
Now, I'm minded actually to just move to propose that that we take up the town clerk's recommendation, which is 5.1. It is recommended that the council resolves that A, it supports the application of the bathing water designation status in Henley, and B, it writes to South Oxfordshire District Council to request that a joint application for bathing water designation be made in October 2023. Do I have a seconder? Yeah. Councillor Hinton, thank you. Okay, let's open up to councillors. Whose hand was up first? Sorry, Councillor Hinton.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. As you know, I'm really keen to have more access in and out of the river, and we've discussed that with the steps and everything, and I think this is absolutely fantastic that the charity and very well from SOD who have done the champion have brought this to us. Because anything that gets better water in Henley and uses Thames Water's money to do so is a win in my case. Also, I actually agree that we should be asking SODC for support. If it was the current administration, I'm sure it would be a definite. I hope the next administration will think the same. I know they recently supported the bid for Wallingford to have bathing water status. Unfortunately, that wasn't successful, but I do feel like we have the right ingredients, if you like, to actually succeed. So I really hope that the district council support us, whoever's elected onto that.
Thank you. Yes. Councillor Everton.
Thank you, Madam. We're talking about making the water better in Henley. Surely we mean the Thames in general, not just the water in Henley, because we've got the flood from where its source is the right way through. So it's the water on the Thames, not just Henley.
Thank you. Councillor Plant, did you have your hand up?
I think it's been well said already.
Okay, right, so if we're all happy then, let's, this motion has been seconded, so all those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. Well, that's concludes full council. Thank you so much for attending, thank you for your contributions, and all of you are very, very welcome to come to the next parlour and join us for a drink and some food. All right.